Hey everybody, I am the great and powerful Cheese Fry, and welcome back to Blast from the Past. Today we'll be playing my very first video game, Spyro the Dragon. Now unfortunately this is not my physical copy that I've had for 17 years. This is the digital download copy from the PlayStation Store, and wow, I forgot how short of a time that you have on that menu. Whoops. So we're going to be stuck with a black screen for a second. Unfortunately, there's Spyro. So this game definitely is very near and dear to me. It was my very first video game, and I thought I'd share that experience with you guys. Unfortunately, what I'm doing here is, since I've played this game so many times, I'm actually going to mess around with it a little bit. So I got, I think IGN open, and I'm looking at all the cheats. Yep, let's load that game right there. Alright. Oh, that's the game I already started. Whoops. Well, that won't make any sense to have you guys see a game already in action. I guess I'm just gonna have to cut that out. My bad. 1 second. And we're back. In the world of dragons.
Oh, it's been peaceful here in the Five Worlds, or is it 6? For a dragon's age. We now have 12,000 treasure, or is it 14,000? What about this Ganasty Gnorc character? Now I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Nasty Nork is a simple creature. He has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom. No threat! Besides, he is ugly. That does it.
I love that. The entire premise of this game is Nasty Nork is angry because some dragons were talking shit. And I just realized there's probably an echo. Hold on. I'm getting my headphones as far away as possible. Okay, now. Oh, right. Oh, that's so weird. Okay. It's been a while since I've played a PS1 era game that did not use the analog sticks. This game actually came out in, I think, 95 or 96. And I believe at that time the PlayStation controller did not have analog. So you had to use the D-pad. And I mean, I guess that's okay. I still prefer the analog stick though. So, funny thing about this game is,
For releasing this Spyro, free 10 dragons in the artisan world, then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Nasty Nork? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
well, he's absolutely useless. Find dragons first. Okay. Well, why? Why should I? What incentive did you give me other than... Come on. What incentive did you give me other than, hey look, there's dragons. So, anyway, what's really funny is I've been playing Spyro quite literally my entire life. I got him, or my parents gave it to me when I was about 3, I think, when they got me my first PlayStation. And what's really funny is the
Keep your horns on, Spyro.
oh yeah, I keep forgetting that Spyro's kind of
His name is Sparks.
he like really
Keep an eye on him. See what I
not
mean.
level-headed, and he's kind of a jerk and a loudmouth. in the first game, at the very least. I think that doesn't change much in the second game. But yeah, Spyro is actually one of the few games that I did play in order. And for as much as I absolutely love the series, I have not beaten any of the original trilogy games. So, I intend to fix this time around with an audience. And I'm just kind of messing around because I know where everything is in the first couple of levels. So, yeah, the funny story that I'm trying to tell. So, when I first got this game, I was like 3, and believe it or not, these were cutting edge graphics. So, you spawn right here, and the very first thing you see when you crest that hill are 2 Norks in front of that portal, and 1 underneath the bridge. And, well, to be honest, that, as a kid, scared me. So I refused to get off that bridge for the longest time. I don't even remember. It was like, probably 2 years. Just popping this disc in, getting to that spot, and then backing out because there were the Norks there. So it wasn't until I was about 5 that I actually played this game, and it stuck, you know. And I think, oh, come on, this is definitely the game that got me into video games, for sure. I don't think I'd be Cheese Fry if I didn't have Spyro. So, and it really is a shame what Activision did to him. I wish Insomniac would get with Activision. Oh my god, and try and make new Spyro games like they used to, you know, or even if Sierra got the rights for Spyro again and made an actual good Legend of Spyro game, because the first 2 were great. Dawn of the A New Beginning and The Eternal Night, great games. I absolutely love them. Could not beat The Eternal Night without cheating, because I used up all my magic right before the Gaul fight, but it was still a great game. Dawn of the Dragon, not so much. I can see what they wanted to do there, but there wasn't enough platforming, and at its heart, Spyro is a platformer and not really an adventure game. So, I can appreciate what they tried to do with Dawn of the Dragon, but I don't think they should have done that in a Legend of Spyro game. I think they should have reinvented Spyro specifically for that reason.
Watch the dragonflies, Spyro.
Oh, damn it, Gavin.
When he eats butterflies,
God, there's not enough slow-mo here. There's not enough slow-mo here. To be honest, I know almost every one of the lines in the first few. Well, I didn't mean to go up the wind tunnel. The first few worlds. So even though I can't hear anything because you guys would hear an echo from my microphone, I think that's all the gems. Yeah, they're. I already know what they're saying pretty much. That was like, that was informing you that Sparks is a thing, and that he's basically this game's health bar. Yeah. Oh, and that's another thing about the Legend series that I wish they had paid closer attention to, because the first 2 games, again, they kind of stuck with the roots of being a platformer. relatively well. And then the third game, Dawn of the Dragon, just kind of went very far away from that. There were still platforming aspects, but it became a adventure game at heart. And even the first two, even though they were more adventure-based and much more linear, they did still, at their core, become platforming games. I think that's why I personally enjoyed the Legend series better, because there was a easier to follow story, and not to say that the Spyro games, the original trilogy, didn't have a story. They just weren't as grand as the Legend of Spyro games. So, like, in the Legend of Spyro, you have the story where you're basically, Spyro is the chosen one. He is MacGuffin incarnate, and he exists to save the world from another evil purple dragon, and it's great. And there's this huge long epic, and the games tie in together. So even though Dawn of the Dragon kind of took away the formula, it's still stuck with that story. And with Spyro 2, Spyro 3, there is a story, but there is not what I would consider a cohesive one. So it's there, but it's not really all that good. Like, again, the entire plot of this game is Nasty Nork is mad because some dragons were making fun of him. I mean, that's the whole setup. And then they just completely drop it. Nasty Nork is never really mentioned again. Which, I mean, that's not entirely in and of itself a bad thing. But, because, I mean, again, he got mad because some dragons were talking shit. He's Doofenshmirtz, basically. Like, that's really what it comes down to, is he's this game's Doofenshmirtz. Oh, wow. So, that's how you get to the warp pad real quick. Okay. I should have already known that. And from Spyro 2 to Spyro 3, there is a story that continues on, because there are more characters that carry over. You have Hunter, you have the Professor, even though he plays a much smaller role. You have Moneybags. And then, of course, in true fashion with the PS1 era, the third game is just significantly better than the two that preceded it. So, obviously, if you want the quintessential Spyro experience on the PlayStation, you're going to have to go with Year of the Dragon, because it's the best Spyro game for the PlayStation. And I almost have to say that it is the best Spyro platformer. Of course, in my opinion, and my opinion holds firm in this situation, there's the thief. The best Spyro game would probably be Legend of Spyro: A New Beginning. Just because it wasn't my first PS2 game. Oh my god, why am I... okay, there we go. It's a lot slipperier than I'm used to it being, and I'm not entirely sure why. But anyway, it was basically the reinvention that I was hoping for Spyro. It's a slightly more mature game. I think it was rated T instead of E or something like that. No, the first one was E10. The second one was E10. the third one was T, I think. And I really wish they had kept David Spade all the way through, because that his performance as Sparks was marvelous. But yeah, I think that's probably one of the big reasons why the Legend of Spyro series isn't, or part of the franchise isn't as well remembered or well received and loved as the original trilogy. And I think it's all due to the fact that really the only people who stayed were Elijah Wood and Gary Oldman. I can kind of forgive all the girls who played Cinder, especially from the first game to the third, or the first game to the second, because she goes from being giant evil person to small, less evil person. And I get it, you know, that's just how it goes. But I really wish that they had casted Christina Ricci really early on, because even though The Legend of Spyro Dawn of the Dragon is by far not I almost would consider it not a Spyro game. You know, it's an adventure game with Spyro in it. But the addition of Cinder, having Christina Ricci voice Cinder, Wayne Brady did a very good Sparks, in my opinion, although David Spade is Sparks, to me. I actually remember, I'm sorry for talking about the Legend series so much, even though I'm playing the original game. Did I get everything here? I'm missing 6 gems. But, you know, I got this game for, I think, my birthday. I think it was my 3rd birthday. It was either my 3rd birthday or my 3rd Christmas. Where is the rest of the gems? Anyway, and with The Legend of Spyro, it was very similar in how I got it. It was a Christmas present, and I remember I was probably, I want to say, I think I was 10 or 11 when I got it. And it was like just like what this game is. It was a blast from the past. It was a new Spyro game, and I was so excited. I actually remember seeing the ad for it on TV and looking my mom dead in the eye and telling her, "Did you see that? They're making a new Spyro game." And I was so ecstatic. And you know, that same year they got me a brand new copy, and I remember here they are. Alright, I'm still 3 off. And I remember sitting there on Christmas Day, hooking up my PS2, and basically doing nothing but playing Spyro for like 10 hours straight. And it was marvelous. And you know, going back and playing these games, it takes me back to when I was able to do stuff like that. And I feel like it's important for me to share this experience with you guys, especially because, wow, I've done nothing but talk about Spyro for 20 minutes, and I still haven't had a point, because this game is very close to me, and I feel like if I share it with you, then I'll have to finish, and I'll have to give you guys content, And as you can see, this stuff looks a lot better than what I usually put out, even though it's only 720p, just like everything else. And of course, this is a PS1 game, so take that as you will. But it's because it's on the console, and I think from here for a little while, I'm gonna be doing a lot of console games because that's what I'm used to, right? I did not grow up a PC gamer. I grew up a PlayStation gamer. You know, my first console was a PlayStation. My second console was a PS2. My third console was a PS3. It was only this year that we broke the chain and decided to get an Xbox One instead of a PS4. And that was so that the whole family could enjoy it, instead of just me. Because everyone knew that if they got a PS4, nothing would happen except Uncharted and other PlayStation exclusives. Although, you know, there are a lot of PlayStation exclusive games that I've never played before. I have not ever played a Tomb Raider game. There it is. Okay. And that's it. So I got all the dragons, got all the gems. And it only took me 20 minutes. But, yeah. There's a lot of, like, Parappa the Rapper. Never played a single Parappa the Rapper game. I've never played any of the Dante's Infernos. I've never played the first Crash Bandicoot game. I've never, you know, there's a lot of things that from the PS1 era that I just didn't do, and I'm trying to remedy that now that I'm 20 and can sort of pay for the games myself. Yeah, this is the boss room. Can't remember, it's like you have to complete 2 levels before the boss room opens. You don't have to complete them all. It's weird. Anyway.
Cool Flash, do that again.
The artisan's boss is through a portal behind me. You can challenge him now, if you feel you are ready.
Wait, what? I can challenge him after just 1 level? I can beat the boss after 1 level? Wow. Okay then. I forgot about that. I normally don't even attempt it until I've completed at least 2 of them. I completely got off track and now I have no idea what I was saying. I've got no idea what I was saying. It was probably something related to Spyro. Oh, right. Like, there are just a lot of games from the PlayStation era and even before, because I grew up PlayStation, I never got to enjoy any classic Nintendo games. You know, so things like GoldenEye 007, Earthbound, Secret of Mana, Chrono Trigger. Never got to play those games. I'm not complaining. I love my PlayStation. I'm PlayStation for life. Sony has my business. Except for, you know, how you need a PlayStation Plus membership to play online anymore. That was kind of sleazy, and I wish they would stop that. But yeah, you know, so a lot of the games that you guys are going to see on my channel from here on out are either indie games that are free on the market, free for PlayStation Plus subscribers, cheap on the market, or PlayStation exclusives. So, I think we're going to end this video here. Thank you all for watching. If you liked the video, of course he'd be printing something. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you disliked it, hit that thumbs down button. It hurts my feelings, but I can take it. If you have any thoughts that are more complex than yay or nay, leave a comment. I read them every day. And as always, stay cheesy.